mind. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines.
And welcome back to my vlog. It is Friday and I'm currently packing for an impromptu weekend away that we decided, we did actually decide, but it's so funny when the dads suggest going on a weekend away and they have literally the bikes to look out and you've got everything else, but it's fine. Steve's off, so he has actually been helping. Yeah, so I can't really say that about him this time. So we're heading off to Aviemore this afternoon. So I'm going to wait and put on my makeup and do my hair later. We have got a lot of fun things planned. So we arrive on Friday night, which is tonight. And then on Saturday, we're going to go for a cycle to Loch Morlich. So we're going to cycle along the old logging way to Loch Morlich and then have dinner. Oh no, then go swimming. Then we book swimming because you have to book slots for the swimming pool. So we've booked a slot for the swimming pool before we go out for dinner. And then on the Sunday, we have booked a day pass at Loch Inch. Now, we went to Loch Inch in the summer last year, but didn't do any of the activities. So we are planning on doing everything that we want to do. So I think the plan is to do... to start off with the canoes first, stay as dry as possible, do the dry things first and then the wet things later on. So start off with a canoe and then do some tubing, then have some lunch, then do kayaks and then paddle boards. And if there's enough time, we'll do a pedalo, but I think by that point I'll definitely be exhausted. So it's really good. They supply everything. So it'll be a really good trip and a nice family time. We're choosing things that we can do together. There are other things you can do like windsurfing, and there's sailing lessons as well, but we thought we'd do all these things together. The children will go in the front of us in the paddleboard. I've never paddleboarded before, but I can't wait to try it out. Should be really good. So we're going to head off and as soon as the children finish school, we're going to pack the car up just now and then I'll get myself ready once I've done all the hard lifting and shifting and all the sweaty work. I'll get myself ready after that. The sun is shining and it's supposed to be nice for the whole weekend. So that'll be really, really good. So I don't normally vlog weekends and I don't normally share what we get up to, but I thought I would take you along for this one just for a little bit. So I'm not going to, I'll be filming anyway and I'll just put little snippets of the things that I've filmed in this vlog. I think it's nice for you to see a little bit of what we get up to. We don't do this every weekend, obviously, but it's nice to bring you along for that. And then next week's supposed to be nice weather as well. So hopefully we'll get stuff done in the garden. That's a plan anyway. And we're also planning on going on a little date day down to Steptoe's yard. So I will show you that when we're there too. That's next week. So yeah, anyway, I will head off, pack up the car, and then I will see you once we're on the road.
So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
yeah, what a lovely weekend. Home now, children are at school, feeling a bit tired this morning. The children had to wake the children this morning. They were exhausted after such a full weekend, but they went away with smiles on their faces, couldn't wait to go and tell their friends about their adventures, so that's great. I've just washed my hair, so I'm letting it dry naturally today. Sun is shining again, which is good. It was lovely having such nice weather at the weekend. It was really nice. Coiling Bridge, I felt bad because, I mean, we've been going to Coiling Bridge all my life. I mean, since I was a little girl. And we've got so many memories there, and we want the children to have the same, but felt so bad for the staff. They were really, really helpful, but there weren't enough. I mean, we queued for ages to check in. Thankfully, there's a play park. Steve went and played with the children while I waited in the queue, and we always make the most of it anyway. But we couldn't even have breakfast on the Sunday because the queue was so long. Even though we'd booked for breakfast, the queue was so long that we would have missed our day at the activity park. We'd have missed our activities at the loch, so we had to just abandon lunch and grab some croissants on the way. So that was a bit disappointing, especially if people are going for the first time and don't know how great Coiling Bridge is. Felt really bad for that, but we had a great time, and the swimming pool was great. They had slots and there was only one other family in, so that was fantastic. Felt very safe, so that was good. But I'm away to go now tackle all the mountains of washing. But the good thing about washing is that there'll be ironing, and I love ironing, so I've got to think positively of that. It's just the washing that I've got to get through first, and the putting away of everything that I thought I should take out and take with me. And we didn't use half the stuff. Always the same, isn't it? But I'm away to do that. Chicken's in the oven. I'm cooking it just now so that it'll be cool enough for me to pick later to make my pita surprise. I will share what that is later. I basically made something up that with all the leftovers in the fridge one day, and Steve went, "Oh, can you write that down? That is so delicious." And he called it a pita surprise because he didn't really know what was going to be in it because it was just a mix of everything. So I'm going to be making that for dinner. So I've cooked the chicken whole and then I'll pick it, and that should be enough for dinner tonight and tomorrow night, which will be great. Right, I'm going to go head off and do that, but what a great weekend. I feel very content today, and I feel very, very blessed. It was just such a lovely weekend together, just really nice. So this is all made up now. I just put some mayonnaise, some Frank's hot sauce and some chili flakes in with the chicken. This is the very badly written recipe, but it's just basically chicken leg meat or any other part of your carcass. And then you can add mayo if you want to, chili flakes, Frank's hot sauce, and then mix it all together, and that's it. I've made some guacamole. Steve doesn't like red onion with his, so it's just tomatoes and lime juice, and I'll get some parsley, and then I've cut up some tomatoes and cucumber ready to go with it, and I've put it all inside my old dish from when I was at school. So I'm going to put on the lid for going away to the children's activities, but it's melted using just the George Foreman, and it's ready to eat with a little bit of cheese that melts inside, and I've done one for the children as well for going away in the car.
So offshore, playful and free.
Good morning. I'm just waiting for the water filter jug to filter so that I can make a cup of tea before I head out for lunch. I'm going to go out for a lovely lunch with my bridesmaid and best friend, Katie. So we're going to meet at Pitmedden to the Coffee Apothecary. So I'm looking forward to that. I've put on a dress though, which is like one of these dresses with the buttons. And then I've matched my sandals that you'll have seen in one of my other vlogs with my hairband. But the weather has turned and it's raining, but I'm not changing. I haven't bothered doing my hair. I've just left it down. I took it out of its hair bubble that's been scrunched in for the last couple of days. And we are going to go ahead and have a lovely lunch. It'll be so nice. It's just great getting back to doing these sorts of things. It's really good. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm so hungry. I had to have a snack like mid-morning because I was really struggling because I was so hungry. So I'm going to head and do that. Have a cup of tea before I leave. And then head and have lunch. Forgot to film the main course, but look how delicious the sticky toffee pudding looks. And I appreciate that we're timing this to see how long this actually is, but I time mine at home for 4 minutes. And I love the fact that they give you this so that you don't overbrew your tea, and then you can take it out in your teapot. I'll still have tea that's perfectly brewed. Who knew? Yeah. This one's for you, Katie. Oh, and you warm the teapot before you put the tea bag in.
Without a care in the world, I was one rich little girl. Daydreamer kidnapped me.
Oh, it's not so easy doing it and filming it. Oops. Only a little spill.
barefoot.
Good morning. I am the worst vlogger. I didn't vlog anything else yesterday after my lunch. I got back and I went into the greenhouse, got a little bit done there, and then dinner, which is leftovers, which is the same as the night before. So it was very uninteresting. But today we are taking a date day. Can we call it date day? Yeah, date day. And we've chosen to go down to Steptoe's yard, which is beside Montrose. So we're just on the coastal road. Look at that view. Can you see? I don't know if you'll be able to see the sea from there. Let me see if I can. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous, absolutely stunning. So we're taking the coastal road from Stonehaven down, and we're going to have a look around. We're going to see what we can find. There's only one thing that we really are looking for, and that is a plinth to put an anniversary present we got last year from Bartley and Grace's godparents and our best friends. So we have got that to a sundial for our anniversary from last year to give for our 10 years. So we are looking for a little plinth to put it on top of so we can get it in the garden. So that's the only thing that we are looking for, but I have a list. I have a big list, which Steve doesn't know about. I've got it on my notes, which is, I've got an antiques, searching for antiques list. And I've also got like things I want to get from reclaimers' yards, so we're going to do that. Pretty sure Steve didn't hear that. So yeah, I've got a list to look through, which I'm actually going to go.
That sign just said that it's closed.
It's not closed. That sign does not say it's closed. Cheeky monkey. So yeah, do you want to be on the vlog? Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'll just drive, thanks.
My chauffeur for the day, looking very handsome. Yeah, so we are going to go and look at that, if it is open. You've just jinxed it now, it's going to be closed. We're going to get there and it's going to be like closed on a Wednesday. No, it is today. Oh, it'll be okay if it's closed on a Wednesday because today's Thursday. So today is Thursday. The sun, it was shining when we left and it's peeking out every once in a while. But I'm in a dress, so, and a very short dress at that. So I'm hoping that the sun comes out and makes an appearance. I put on proper shoes though. I put on these shoes, which are from Next. They are the comfiest brogue style shoes, with lovely little detailing. It's not smelly. So yeah, so I've got those from Next. That was last season, and they're last season, maybe the season before. They're so comfortable. They do the same sort of thing every year, so you'll be able to find some online. So I've put on some comfortable footwear because I've never been to Steptoe, so I don't know what I'm meant to expect, but apparently there's a big yard outside. Steve's been with Barclay before. So there's a big yard outside, and it's going to be a bit of walking and a bit of looking around, so I want to put on sensible footwear. It's offering to rain, though there's a big black cloud. I don't know if you want to see out that window. There's a big black cloud right in front of us. So yeah, it might be a complete fail. It's getting dark, just even, I've stuck my glasses on, sorry. It's a bit dark every once in a while when the sun disappears, but there's supposed to be a third solar eclipse in about 10 minutes. So we will see if we notice any difference in the sun, but to be honest, with the clouds in Scotland, you wouldn't really know any difference. Just the sun disappearing for a little while. Anyway, we're just going through, is this Montrose now, Daddy?
St. Cyrus.
We're going through St. Cyrus at the moment, and then I will film again once we get to the yard. So I will see you then.
In the world, I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
Love these cartwheels. How cool is it? Oh, this is going to be like heaven and hell because I'm going to love everything. I'm really tired.
We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates.
Now, this is definitely on my list. It's an old scale. I don't see any notes.
We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back.
And put them in your bed to warm warm up your bed. It's called, we call them pigs. I don't know what they're called elsewhere, but in Scotland, or at least the northeast of Scotland, they're called pigs. Oh my word, there's even inside here. This is like the best day out for me. This is like my dream. Look at this. I'm so excited. Oh my word, there's so many things. Wow. This reminds me of, in Glasgow, just off Byres Road, down one of the little alleys, there was a second-hand shop that used to be my little place to go and look in the weekends. And I used to spend ages looking through all the old books and in all the old cabinets and everything. And I used to absolutely love spending time finding little treasures. And I didn't buy very much, so I didn't have a house back then. Now I've got a house and I can fill every room. There are loads of these little pots. I've picked this one up to keep and to put some gypsophylla in, or some cow parsley, or some twigs. I just love it. Beautiful. There's a few different ones. I've still got all of this to explore.
And me running around, dressed in a gown.
If anyone knows an Ella Nicol from 1969 to 70 in the James League for curling, her trophy is here. It's like full of stuff. Like I can see, I think Steve actually maybe took me here to help with my hoarding habit, because it does make you a little bit stressed out at the fact there's loads of stuff and it's not organised and it's all over the place. But there are so many gems that you can find if you just look. You know, there's little, I suppose every one man's junk is another man's treasure as well. This is awesome as well. It's a planter. Turn that into a planter, an old water tank. Now if I'm right in thinking, as it was empty, but it could be an open bottom planter, which apparently is better for plants anyway if you've got it in the same place. I think, if I'm not wrong, Dad used to dismantle these and cut them down and take them down in pieces because you couldn't get out of the loft hatch. So this is maybe an unusual find. But yeah, you've got to search for the treasure, but once you find it, it's pretty cool. I mean, this is awesome. Amazing. Beautiful old railings. Look at these, and they've still got the stone at the bottom. So many of these were lost at the wartime when they cut them down. How stunning are they? Beautiful. This is really handy. Obviously this one's all cracked and stuff, but if you've got like a stained glass window that's of this era and you've maybe got one cracked pane or one damaged pane, there are loads here. I think there's a whole pile of them all the way down underneath as well. You know, to get a replacement section would be a lot cheaper than getting it remade, and it would be the same era. It would be handy. The amount of work that went into that is just phenomenal, isn't it? Beautiful.
Barefoot.
We're in the old tools section, so Steve is loving reminiscing on all the old different things. Like, do you remember these? Remember these old bike lights? I had some of these when I was young, and they've clipped onto a little clip at the front. Do you remember them? It's quite cool going back down memory lane. I'm trying to think of what I could use this for, because how beautiful is that saw? Steve said for cutting wood, but I'm thinking of other uses. I just think that the craftsmanship on that is just stunning. It feels so nice. I suggested I can make it like for displaying food. I'm trying to think of anything I can use it for, because I just think that's gorgeous. If we ever do up the garage, it'd be so cool to have old things like this hanging on the wall. Awesome. Hear the birds and swallows up there playing. You can see them flying about, chasing each other. Look at all these trays. If you're looking for a tray, and this is your place. I love this. Find this basket. But I'm not sure if we're going to keep it. I don't need it. No, I don't need it. Let's put it back. See how good I'm being? I'm being really good. Photo frames. I actually really like this. Marshall College. It's an embroidered. Marshall College, Aberdeen. It's been embroidered like on linen. How stunning is that? If you reframed that, it'd be lovely. Remember I showed you this? I'm taking it because look what it says on the back. I'm going to reframe it, but I'm going to keep that sticker. How cool is that? There are some great finds. If you look at this. It's a painting by, can't make out who it is. It is beautiful. If you had a need for a painting. Gorgeous. I made sure the boot was empty. This is what we've come away with, our little haul. So we've got this little tray thing for putting in the greenhouse. I'm going to treat the green obviously with my my spray stuff, but this will be great for taking out all my seedlings, for hardening off. I don't have to carry them out individually, I can just pile them up, and also for storing stuff in the greenhouse, along with this, which is for shaking out stones in your soil, so the children can play around with it, but also I thought it was a nice little decoration for the greenhouse as well. It's been painted green. Steve got some shackles there. I didn't graduate from Marshall College, I went to Glasgow University, but my husband Steve did, and this I just thought was really quirky. It's actually on linen. Can you see the linen there? Let's take it out to the sun. It's on linen and it's been embroidered in black, and I thought a black frame from the range, like the one I had before for the library, I thought that would look really cool. Just quirky. I might decide that it's not. I think it was only £1. She gave it to me for, so it won't go to waste if I decide not to keep it. But yeah, so that's from there. And I got 2 of these for putting my gypsophila and or eucalyptus in, or some cow parsley. I just thought they looked really cute, and I like the colour scheme on them as well for a country kitchen. So I've got those. I'm going to put them in there so they don't rattle about. And we are going to go and head off for lunch. But I'm delighted with that little haul.
Take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skate.
Yay! There's a Barclays transport lorry. We just went past one going the other way, and there's one going north with us. It's my granda and my grannies. They started Barclays. It was Peter G. Barclays, and that's where Barclay gets his name. It was their name. Hello! Yay! Delighted, absolutely garden. If you remember, this was the lawn that was the worst affected by moss. It has revived so well. A few little patches here and there, and the worst part is still over here. But we're going to get some more soil put down and a little bit more seed after we've raked it. We're going to rake up and loosen up the soil a little bit because it's really quite compact. I've got my sweet peas that were hardening. They're past it, but I'm going to still plant them into here around the apple tree. And my strawberry plants are doing really well, but look at the weeds. I need to hoe this. But you remember I planted these a few weeks ago, and look, got my first lots of flowers which will turn into strawberries. These are never going to last to my table. These will be nibbled by the children when they're out playing, but that is exactly what I want them for. I want them to be able to come in past and just nibble fruit. They've got their black currants here. Oh, that's the sprayer going past to the farmer. Lovely weather for the farmers just now. After such a wet May, they're getting lovely sunshine now. Yeah, we've got our black currants along here, and then our red currants along here. So they often come and just nibble as they go, and that's what we want, is for them to be able to just have little things like the peas. When the peas come up, they just nibble them as their snacks as they're playing, so it's just great. But I need to hoe all this and get this looking a bit nicer, and then hopefully the strawberry plants the strawberry seeds that are in the greenhouse will grow, and I'll be able to plant them in this section so that I've got extra strawberries, and then over the years this will just grow and grow and grow and grow. And then the great thing is I'll hopefully have an abundance of strawberries, but we need to put some netting over this before the strawberries come to stop the birds getting them. So we've got the netting, and we're just going to put some poles across like this to make little tunnels, so that we can easily lift out the poles at this side and lift it up so we can get access to the strawberries. So that is today's plan, although it is blue skies and the sun has been out, but it's behind a cloud just now. I'm in shorts and a strappy top and I'm freezing, so I need to get to work. I need to start doing some manual labour, and I won't be so cold because I've just changed out of my trousers into my shorts. So yeah, I need to get going with the work, and then I won't be so cold.
In a gown and a crown, barefoot.
Even proving that this is coming in as a good purchase already. Well, I better use both hands because it's quite fragile. I just cracked it there. Oops. But we are putting some soil, using some topsoil, and I am covering the patches, and we're going to reseed it. See, this was not a wasted purchase. It was a sensible purchase yesterday. And today, my plan is to plant these 2 trees, which we currently have at the back door, into some terracotta pots around at the greenhouse. So these are the olive trees that I got from Lidl or Aldi. I can't remember which one. I think it was Aldi. And they've grown loads already. Like, this is all new growth here, but I feel that they're not very happy. Look at the soil, so I need to get them potted solid. So I need to break that up, pop it into the terracotta pots. And I was reading online that it's beneficial if they're going to be staying in the same place, other than covering them with a frost sheeting, obviously in the winter. If they're going to be staying in the same place, then the terracotta pipes that we dug out from the burn are open bottomed, obviously, and I was looking for bottoms to try and make them into pots, but actually if they're going to be staying in the same place, plants actually prefer open bottoms because then they can go down and get a proper root system. So if you ever see massive plants in tiny pots, that's why the bottoms have been removed. I did not know that, and I watched a YouTube video, and apparently it's a common thing to remove the pots off a bottom of planters, so it looks like they're actually sitting on a path or whatever. But because they're so big, you would never move them, massive ones, you would never move them anyway. They cut the bottom out. How amazing is that? So I'm going to go and pot them up as well, and make the most of this lovely blue sky day. I've shown this before. It's a Pro Clean Simply Spray and Walk Away green mould and algae killer, and I'll get rid of all this green that's in here. So I'm going to go and treat it. I've already made up my container. I use the fence sprayer, Cuprinol fence sprayer, and I mix it up in this old screen wash, which is measured out to 1 litre. Okay, so that is it all sprayed, and I've left it in the shade to dry, because if you leave it in the sunshine, it evaporates too quickly before it's had a chance to do its work. So I'm going to leave that to dry in the shade. It's nice and warm today, but it is a bit breezy, so I'm now going to go and spray anything else that is green that I need treated. When the weather's this nice, you've got to take advantage of it. Sit by my palm tree. I'm going to sit in the sunshine and enjoy a strawberry tart. I've just had a nice lolly with the children. Oh, so nice. They've been on the trampoline. So I am just going to sit and enjoy this in the sunshine, just for a wee moment of peace, before I go and plant up. This is our back door. Don't love it. Obviously, it's a modern plastic door, but the plan is to reinstate. There would have been a porch attached to the back of here. This is the extension part. There would have been a porch attached. So the plan is to reinstate that and have like a little seating area for putting on your shoes and everything. So when we do that, we'll replace the door. And I'm hoping to get some Salix. Is it Salix flamingo plants for trees for in here? So I need to move these ones, the olive trees, to the greenhouse, which I'm going to do after I've had my strawberry tart, and then get the Salix flaminias, I think that's what they're called, beautiful orange, vibrant colour on them. So I'm hoping to get them for here. That is the plan anyway. Right, sit and enjoy the sunshine and just breathe. Life is all about balances, and you've got to enjoy the little moments when you get a chance to enjoy them. Then carry on with my greenhouse and my garden watering. Just lovely. Planters, they're not actually planters, they're actually pipes that came out of the burn when we dug up the burn. So the plan is to give them a scrub, give them a clean, and then dig down on the soil, on the stones, and get down past the heart, get past the membrane. There's some like membrane being put down, so I'm going to get past the membrane, so they get soil, so they can grow straight into the ground. The only issue that I can see though is that I was planning to paint that wall white, and I haven't done it. So if I go and plant these, it's going to be an absolute nightmare painting that because I can't move it. You know what I think I might do? It's quite late in the day to start a job, but the water butt's empty. I've just used the hose in the greenhouse to fill up the watering can so that it's at a nice warm temperature, so I'm not shocking the plants. But I've just obviously watered all the plants in there. It's so hot. but because the water bot's empty, I can move it. See, it's here. I can actually move it to the side to allow me to paint the wall just now. It's a bit late in the day to start a new big job though, but it wouldn't take long. I could get the children to help me. They would love that. I might do that. It'd be another job ticked off the list, wouldn't it? I've still got to paint that black as well, the hose. It's difficult to decide on what job to do first because there's so many jobs to do that you're almost like starting one job and then you're like, oh, actually, I'll leave that until the next job. I need to finish that bit first before I do this. It's so difficult when it's an old house because there's so many little bits to do that trying to decide which sections to do first before you do other things is so tough. So tough. Right, I'm going to go see if the children want to help me with that. They're around playing on the trampoline, so I might go and see if they would like to help paint, which is exciting. So I might do that and take some before photos and then show you what it looks like after. This is it before. I'm going to paint this bottom section here white. Hoping it looks okay. And it carries on to here. At the moment, it's just the Harlan doesn't match the beautiful granite stone. So we thought if we painted it white, it might be a little bit better to make it look like it's a separate standalone 2 whiskey barrels to replace to make into water and to make into water butts. But I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to do it. This is the before. And this is how it looks. So I'm going to do that and move all this out of the way. And get that painted just now. Well, as you'll hear in the background, I have lost my 2 little helpers to a more fun job of riding on this lawnmower cutting the grass. So they're currently helping Daddy do that. So I am just prepping ready for painting here. I have used this stuff which comes in a roll. Oh, it's fallen out of the roll. Comes in a roll. I don't like using this inside because the masking tape isn't the best of qualities compared to frog tape, but for outdoor jobs it's ideal, especially for like protecting my step. I found this fence paintbrush, so I'm going to use it, and I've got a smaller one as well, and I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to actually go for it. Since the last time I spoke to you, look how many of my peony heads have come out. Look at them. Oh, it just fills me with so much joy. Look at them all. Gorgeous and glorious. Got Steve and the children gave the grass another cut, and we've filled in little bits of seeds in the patches, but it is looking so good. Difficult to see on camera how good it's looking. If I go down a bit, see how green it is if I take the colour, the brightness down. So again, the sun is just setting. I'm covered in paint because I always get myself completely messy. You should see the other hand. This is the hand that's actually relatively clean. So I'm going to head round and start tidying up. But look how good it looks from there. Still got this half to do. Done a little bit around the corner, but looks so good with the olive trees at either side and this all renovated, which needs to be sanded down and oiled, and some new bark and everything in here. It's going to look so much nicer. I've done that little bit over there as well. I've ran out of paint, so I've still got this bit to do. I guess I'll get some more paint tomorrow, but it's looking so much nicer. So I'm tidying up, taking everything inside. I'm going to head in and get a nice glass of wine. Look how that looks. I need to take the masking tape off the socket. But it just looks so much better, doesn't it? So it's a little bit windy today, so I apologise if you can hear the wind, but I won't be talking too long. I say famously, I always talk too much, but that is the greenhouse. Pretty much done. Still got to do this window. Dad's got a bit to replace at the bottom, so it needs to be done and then painted black. I need to touch up some of the paintwork and the black that's got damaged. That's us kicking the door to open it when it gets swollen. So I need to touch up some of the paint on there. I need to paint the gutters white, although Dad did say that he might have some black spare ones, so I might just change them out. So it just depends. Change the water butt. We've got whiskey barrels ready to go in place. I need to get a couple of breeze blocks, paint them white, and then I was going to use a big tree stump, but we don't have one that sort of size yet until we chop down the rest of the trees. So what we'll plan to do is just have some breeze blocks and paint them white to match the wall, and then put our whiskey barrel in there. But let's just take a moment to admire the olive trees and how good the terracotta pots look next to the white and the black. Oh, I'm just in love. It's exactly how I imagined it. And this one's a little bit smaller, but hopefully they'll catch up. But I removed the membrane from underneath. So I did a bit of research online. Our concerns were obviously there's foundations for the greenhouse. And if we want to move these, if they get too big, can we? So I looked online, and people in San Francisco and LA and places like that have been moving like 60-year-old trees and just cutting around the root ball and removing them. So as long as I don't get to 60 years, which it will never do in this location, it would get far too big, then unless I kill them beforehand, touch wood that I don't, but if I don't, then we can move these whenever we want to. That one looks like it's slightly squint, but it's just the fact that see how the top of it's not exactly square, but it is level to a point, although it does look a little bit skew-whiff. I might have to go and re-measure that to make sure it definitely is. But I just think it's going to look so nice as they get slightly bigger, and once they get too big, we can remove them and transfer them to somewhere else in the garden.